Welcome to the show. We got Big Kulu, Buffalo's own, joining me for Sports Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 65, iHeartRadio. He's on the show here today, 11 a.m. What's going on, man? How's everything going? I want to know.
Man, everything going crazy up here in Buffalo, man. We get ready for our Buffalo Bills season. You know how we go up here, man.
Oh, boy. I'm a Jets fan, so.
Oh, come on, Max. Don't do me to Aaron Rodgers. You know what? I really feel like it's a conspiracy right now, bro. Because this is our time to shine, and everybody in the AFC East want to pack their teams up to try to beat Buffalo. Y'all not right, man. Let us shine, man. Let us shine.
No, the Jets deserve the shine too. The misery we've gone through since we haven't. Well, I mean, you guys went to 4 in the 90s. We haven't been back since 68.
Jim Kelly, don't bring that up, please. Please don't do that to me, bruh. Those were the glory days of the Bills, baby. But we trying to, we're hoping that Josh is able to push us, straight to where we got to go. Who I actually know, he's a good friend of the families and people that we know. So, we're hoping that Josh can get over the hump this year, versus Kansas City. I got a sister that lives in Kansas City, and we be battling every year between, Buffalo and KC. It's crazy.
I hope you guys, well, if you face Kansas City, I don't know if I'll be rooting for you, but I will tell you this: I'm tired of Kansas City. It's too much.
They so weak, but they got the best player in the league. Though you got to give it to him.
Mahomes.
Their quarterback is the best player in the league. I mean, he's been to Super Bowls from the beginning of time. He's gonna. He's got what? He's got 2 of them.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So he's that guy.
As long as you don't like the Giants. I just heard Victor Cruz. I was reading while you were trying to get the camera figured out that Victor Cruz said that the New York still belongs to the Giants over the Jets. Well, it really belongs to the Bills if you think about it, but I'm sick of the Giants.
Oh, the Giants suck. Sorry. We don't, we Buffalo, man. And one thing about football in Buffalo, I'm Cameroonian, and a Buffalonian, that. So it unites everybody. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you Caucasian, African American, whatever you are in Buffalo. Everybody gets together when the Bills come out. It brings unity,
It does. Yeah, you guys got that fan base, Bills Mafia, so you can tell once you guys get together.
I should say, so Max, remind me, so Stevie Johnson, are you familiar with him?
I'm not familiar with him.
Okay, he's a former wide receiver for the Bills. We just did our label just recorded a Bills Mafia song with him, and we're putting it out there. So I'm gonna make sure I send that to you.
Oh wow, no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. And he's out there promoting it. But it's crazy. We're looking to see that's being released on Real Life Music. And so I'm gonna send that to you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And just to close out the football and everything, hopefully you guys will get your ring, and hopefully the Jets will get one. So that better happen in my lifetime. I want to see it. And Patriots, go away. I don't want to see Belichick anymore. We've seen enough. The Dolphins, they better not get Jonathan Taylor. We don't need that.
We're gonna always squish the fish. That's always gonna happen. And as far as the Patriots, Belichick got some rebuilding to do. I don't think they're ready right now.
No. Mac Jones is questionable. Very questionable.
Very questionable. Very questionable. So you see, I'm into my football, man. Yeah, Max. So yeah, man. But we ready. We ready.
Yeah,
we ready.
We're ready, man. But I want to get into your music here. I want to know how you feeling about it, because this is popping off for you. All the views, it went crazy on YouTube.
Yeah, what's crazy is yesterday I have a group chat of brothers that all I kind of roll with, and like somebody put in a group chat, somebody dancing to a song. And I'm like, yo, who put this in a group chat? So I'm playing it, and it's my song. And I'm like, yo, that's my song. There's like, yo, that is you. Somebody was just praying on the cruise line dancing to it. So I'm like, oh my God. This and they did a TikTok, like, and I was like, oh shoot, you know. So it is blowing up on, it's getting up there, man. It's getting up
And this is your first official single here because
there.
you got
Hmm.
the EP coming in the fall. So what's going to be the rollout plans with this EP?
So, I want to shout out to my team, Red Rocks, Wednesday, L Nice, my people, so there's a plan that what we're planning to do is really when we release the single, Brother L and Red Rocks and Wednesday, we had a big meeting way back in I would say late May. And they went through 20 of my songs and they were like, "Yo, Kulu, you got to release this track." And they knew they were the experts in what it was that I needed to release. And so when I did that, I was like, "Yo," they were like, "This is going to be the song that's going to go." And so I put it out there. I mean, and in 2 months, we almost had 300,000 streams on Spotify, and this is all independent. This is no the machine ain't helping me.
Yeah, no,
The label
of
machine
course,
ain't
yeah,
helping.
I
It's
get it.
all independent, right? And so then we released the video 2 3 weeks ago. Now we're almost at 130,000 views, and so now going into the fall, we're looking at like October releasing another either the EP or another single, which is Mama Sugar, and that really deals with you know the love that a man has for a woman, from in the African way, you know.
Something to me doing my research about you is that you use your music to speak about the generation, just the gaps that are in your home country in Cameroon. So talk to me about these gaps that exist.
So right now there's a major division in our country. So you have in the northern part of Cameroon, you have more the English speaking part of Cameroon, which was conquered by the British. And so then you have some of the other parts where you have Yuande and Douala. Where I'm actually, from is Boya. Boya and Berminda are what you call the Anglophone or English speaking parts of Cameroon. And then you have in Douala and Yuande, you have more of the French speaking part of Cameroon. So there's been a major divide between the Anglophones and the Francophones, which is French speaking part of Cameroon and the English part speaking of Cameroon. They've been at war. Now, Cameroon has always, normally for years, have been a peaceful country. But over the last 4 years, it's been war, the dividing of the two. And it's just been consistently bad there, dangerous. And what my music is trying to do, in which I'm actually trying to go there in October, meeting with some of the people there to unite the people through my music, bringing us as one country as we always been our whole entire years that we've been in existence. And so I'm hoping that my music is able to bring that unity to our community there in Cameroon. And then also, my music is also encouraging or inviting people to our culture here in Buffalo in the US about our culture as a whole, how we are as a people, you know?
I want to ask you about this. How do you feel about the news coverage regarding what's going on in your home country right now? Because we see that Ukraine gets coverage. When there's other things going on, when there's war going on in other countries, do you feel as though that Cameroon's getting the story out there enough?
No. Uh, and that, and the US has a little they supplied us with military weapons, but the military weapons were supposed to be defending ourselves against against other countries, but we're using it start civil war in our country.
Yeah, exactly. It's a civil war.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
So I'm like, come on, US, you didn't realize these people are, you don't got duped. We supplied them with weapons over there, and that was supposed to keep people, outside countries to be able to defend ourselves, not to have civil war. And so, and see, Paul Biya, he's the president. You know, he's been there. He's been in office a very long time. It's not like the U.S. where it's a democracy; it's a dictatorship. And you know, I don't have no hate towards him. It's more or less like, Paul, we losing our country. You know, even our national soccer team, which has always been a dominant uh, soccer team throughout all the World Cups and strong team, we've been that hasn't even worked well with us lately. And so a lot of our players have to go over into Europe to play to make money because our our team don't get paid, to play.
That's crazy.
And we have lots of money. We're not broke. So believe that.
Yeah.
So it's like, Cameroon just doesn't get enough coverage. We really need the support of the United States in intervening to get our country to really, really come into unity. We need that.
I agree. And I think you're one of the ones that are going to bring that peace and unity, especially once you go back too. I think that's going to make a big statement.
Definitely, man. That's my desire because Africa, oh Mother Africa, it's as a whole we have to unite. And I think America, Europe, and even the Chinese, everybody has their hand in Africa. Everybody. And we have to begin, African countries have to begin to unite to make, to be able, we have enough resources to take care of ourselves. It's just the fact that the resources are not getting to the people because we're being robbed, or we have corrupt governments that only empower themselves to be wealthy and not empower their people.
Do you think, because now that we bring this up, because you guys aren't getting the coverage that's much needed, do you think it's a racial thing with the media that they don't, I'd say almost, you think that's what it is?
Definitely what it is,
Yeah.
because you notice there's a lot of crime that goes on that is not African American centered or African centered. And, you know, any type of negative light that we may do, it goes through the news like crazy.
Mhm.
But then when there are other things going on that don't concern us, those things are kept very quiet. And that's been
Agree.
propaganda. It's propaganda, and even with the music part of us, like, look at this, like, how can we got all these rappers dying,
Mhm.
big pop stars of ours are dying, but you don't hear too much about that, about the Caucasian stars dying, even the rock stars that used to be hardcore, I like literally, you don't hear about them passing away. You
No.
know what I mean? But you hear everything about these, and, these young guys out here shooting, killing, dying from this, dying from that. It's really, I can't really explain what that the media eats that up when it comes to our people. You know, it just eats it up for some reason, and it's the spotlight is on us all the time. And
Yeah.
how can you live if you are a human being? How can you live in the spotlight like that, even in your private life? You got paparazzi everywhere on black hip hop artists, R&B artists. They're everywhere. They, and they're spending more time on African Americans or Africans than they're doing any other coverage.
You're right. Yeah, and there's coverage everywhere now because everyone has a phone. So the paparazzi, it could be the regular person now. So the phones are always
Yeah,
out.
for sure, for sure. Let me ask you a question, if it's okay, Max.
Yeah.
In your platform, you know, I do do you use your platform to bring awareness to our country that even being here in the US, that there is a major race war going on in our own country.
Mm. Yeah, I do.
You know,
I always make sure to shed light on racial issues.
yeah, it's there. It's strong. It's strong. It's stronger to me than it's ever been. And then if you're paying attention, Kids are going missing everywhere. In Buffalo, bruh, we every day somebody's kid is missing, and so there's human trafficking stuff is going crazy on the low too.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's happening, unfortunately, but the way you're depicting it, that's every day.
Yeah, it's happening
Crazy.
every day. Somebody in our community is putting it on Facebook, oh, missing child, missing child, missing child. And these kids are not little babies. They're like 13, 12, being gone.
It's
And so
sad.
it's crazy, Yeah, but that's what my music is about. It's about real life events and real life. It's an independent label that we started, and literally, our music is really about promoting real life content. We know there's people out here talking about shooting people and doing this and that. That's not our thing. We're talking about how to unite, bring families together. Girlfriend boyfriend situations that are real, abuse. But in the music, it's feel good music. It's love music. It's centered around love and unity more than anything. Having a good time, bringing our African culture where we come together. When we party, we don't just party like regular people. We party. It's a good time. It's like family oriented. We bring food, we bring drinks, and we dance and we talk, we converse. It's such a vibe, bro. You really gotta get into and understand. It's such a vibe, and so I am representing, though I'm coming through the Afrobeat wave. My own genre is Afro States,
That's
which is
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's a lot of us. Even if you see Burner Boy now is trying to cross into that Afro State sound. You feel me?
Now,
Like
how
he,
would you define the Afro state sound? Because I did my research when you just brought that up. I remember reading about this. So it talked to me about the sound of Afro states.
so the sound of Afro State is a combination of hip hop and Afro beat. That's
Okay.
what it is, and or hip hop and R&B. I'm sorry, Afro beat and R&B mixed too. So you
Okay.
have that. So Afro States is the states. We hip hop is huge to us. It started in the Boogie Down Bronx. We know that. And then the R&B sound. So you're taking the Afro beat sound and or the Amapiano sound, and you're making it into hip hop or R&B, and that mixture is called Afro States. And so Afro States, derived from me in Buffalo here, and I'm pushing that because America loves its own culture. We love our own culture, and I will be slighting America for being here all these years and not giving them the love that it deserves because hip hop didn't start in Africa; it started here. And so I come from both of those places. So I have to give love to both. And that makes up Big Kulu. That's what Big Kulu's about.
It's speaking about, because you brought up parties before. Your father would throw these huge lavish parties. I heard about food, family, and faith is what he instilled in you.
All day long. God is number one. One of the things that as us as a people, is we are nothing without God. Number one, we're nothing. And so, but we don't believe like the organized religious way. We believe more like, you know, not traditional, but it's more about relationship with God
Mm.
versus, we know God through the things that we've seen him do in our lives and the things that he's confirmed, certain events that we pray and then he answers our prayer. That's the relationship that we have with him. So that comes in to play. We even when we get to our parties, we tell the goodness of God even at our parties. Like, before we even start partying and we, bless our food and stuff, we tell about how good God is and what he's done to us, what he's done for our forefathers, our ancestors, bringing us, and just protecting us through the years. So that's first and foremost. Then we eat our fufu, we eat our plantains, we eat our jollof rice. We eat our crayfish. We eat we eat so many good things And of course, they do. You know, I'm not a drinker, but they like to get tore up, man. They get tore up. They get tore up. So, but it's fun though. We laugh, we joke, we have fun. We dance. Dancing is tribal for us. Um, it. We forget about life. Not that we forget about life. We forget about our troubles. We forget about our struggles when we come together and we party and we enjoy ourselves with each other. You know what I'm saying? We forget about whatever struggles we got going on, whatever troubles we have going on. It's gone in those moments, and I think that's what real, you know, uh, people should do is learn how to enjoy their life, because life will beat you down, man.
Yeah.
It can beat you down if you look at your circumstances. Sometimes you be like, people wherever they are in life, they be like, man, I'm just tired. But when you have a community of people that come together regularly that support one another, man, life is different, you know?
Uh, I did want to ask you about this just a little because you just mentioned life will beat you down. There's this whole trending song going on. I think you may know where I'm going with this.
Mm.
What's your thoughts on this song that's going viral all over the place? What's it? Richmond, north of Richmond. Have you heard about this? This country song that's going
I
viral
didn't
everywhere.
hear I didn't hear about it. I know. Can you play it for me?
I actually can't because I'd have to hook everything up
No,
to
no,
my. I don't have everything hooked up. Yeah,
that's fine. That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. If you go to iTunes, it's the number one charting song, but I can't figure it out because I'm not a country music fan, but there's
Mhm.
been rappers like remixing it and I can't tell where is it coming from. Is it coming from the conservative side? I can't tell where
Mm.
it's tough to gauge, but apparently the guy that wrote the song said, "Oh, well, this is against the conservatives." So I don't know. I always lean
Well, I'm
liberal.
I'm gonna check it out. I do know right now music is can be very powerful, and it has always been during times of I would say inter-country civil war or inter-country, or not even inter-country, just our country at war with other countries. Music has come alive, you know, and it happened with James Brown back in the day, with his music, in the middle of a race war. You know what I'm saying? There's been music has always had a way of trying to unite people. And I think right now America's is in need of healing from coming through it. So many people dying, coming through the Trump administration, and so many people, getting, I've never seen a Confederate flag dropped until I saw it at the White House, at the end of his term. I'm like, a Confederate flag in 2020? Are we serious?
Now that you're on this topic, how do you feel? Because I saw it down in Georgia going viral because the mugshot was going crazy. But what did you think of the people that were in the streets in Atlanta basically screaming free Trump and all this stuff?
So here's my thoughts about Trump. I don't think Trump is racist. I don't. I think he connected himself to win the election. I believe he connected himself with some race groups,
Mhm.
and they supported him and to get in office. And so I think he had to let some things happen that they wanted because they supported him. Political propagandas or agendas have everything to do with sometimes the people that supported you, and you may not totally agree with them, but they supported you. So now when you get into office, it's like, man, I gotta make good on what I said I would do, and I think that's what happened. You know, and now many people at that time looked at him as crazy and this and that third, but on the flip side, the economy was up when Trump was in office. That is a fact. But I feel like he failed to protect us as a people against pandemics, you know, and thousands of people. Not only were we dealing with racism as a people, we also dealt with police brutality, and we also dealt with COVID, and
Yeah.
we were not prepared. We were not prepared. So I think it's crazy to me, you know. Now everybody has issues with Biden and saying that there's been so many things with him too, so many missing children, not building the wall against Hispanic people, and it's just like I hear y'all, and the economy is not where it was, when Trump was in office. I get that, but I think that we have to. I really think we got to get away from this political stuff and get back to loving and caring on people. And I don't know. I don't understand why people are like free Trump, free Trump.
Yeah, that's crazy. Leave him where he
That's just
is.
weird. That's weird to me. That's weird to me. You know what I mean? So like, and I don't know because it's just I don't know if it's the people getting paid to do this or I don't know. Because he don't broke a lot. This man never gave up his taxes.
No, he never
Like,
did.
what
He
the
almost
heck are we talking
overthrew the
about here?
government.
How many rappers or music artists that you know that been in tax issues and tax evasions? I mean, and this guy ain't never showed his taxes.
Yeah.
How weird is that? Wesley Snipes got cut off from doing movies for many years.
Yep.
Tax evasion. Come on, bro. Like this stuff is playing the seat. And it's just like we just not, America got to wake up because it's like it's picking and choosing who some people are above the law. That man was the president of the United States without revealing his taxes. How can that ever happen?
Exactly. And then he tried to overthrow the government with the insurrection, which is what he's getting booked for. The whole election interference, the conspiracies he's throwing around. And so he's at where he's at for a reason.
And then wasn't he dealing with Putin too?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It,
Y'all know now, what we better be watching. Putin forgave a lot of African countries that were in debt to Russia. And so there are allegiances being made right now in the third world with Putin is forgiving debt to African countries and they're trying to build allies right
yeah.
now. Russia is. So we need to pay attention to what's going on because what may happen is if you like five fingers from different continents point at us like, yo, y'all the problem. And we don't need them troubles, bro. We don't need,
No, we've got
we need to
enough.
mind our business, man. We need to take care of our own country. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
You
we've
know,
got so much going on here. I mean, we can't be
we
thinking
can't
about
be
what's
doing it.
going on
Yeah.
there.
I mean, it's obvious that, in my opinion, it's obvious that there is, um, you know, to me, some secret things going on in the political offices that, you know, some of them don't really care about the people. And it's more about control of the people versus caring about the people, you know. Um, and there's a lot, now we're hearing about UFOs. Like, what in the world? Like, come on, man. Another to me, another propaganda, bruh. I mean, I tell people like this: if they so real, the aliens are so real, they ain't pulled up in the hood yet.
Yeah.
They ain't pulled up over there. Come on now. Now y'all know that when the experiment time is coming on, they coming to us first. So why they pull up in the hood?
Yeah.
I ain't seen no UFO nowhere. I wish I would see an alien. Boy, y'all pull up over there, man. We trying to see what's in that spacecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ready. Come through. Come holler at us,
Yeah.
aliens. You know,
Because you
you pull
represent
up. Go ahead.
Buffalo, I wanted to get into the Buffalo. Do you feel as though the
Mhm.
Buffalo story is untold because you're kind of starting to see the revelations right now with Griselda artists? They've helped put a
Mhm.
voice out there in the hip hop community. How do you feel about the story? Do you feel like the story of Buffalo is untold for musicians?
Totally.
Yeah.
Listen, shout out to Griselda, my man Westside Gun, Alvin. I went to high school with my man. That's my guy. Shout out to Conway. He the homie from the hood. Shout out to Benny. He also from around the way in the hood. Shout out to all that. They doing their buzz. I call them the Wu Tang, the new era of Wu
The
Tang.
new Wu-Tang.
Yeah, the new Wu Tang. They do their thing, man. But Buffalo has a rich history. We had the Goo Goo Dolls. We had the moment we can't. I can't even start with the Goo Goo Dolls. We need to start with Rick James.
Mm.
Rick James was our guy. You know what I mean? We've had him. We've had the Goo Goo Dolls. We've had very, very huge artists through the years that have come that are born and raised here. And made it. We had Joe Public. Buffalo I think our music is more about, you know, an outcry, an outcry of poor, that worked hard but still poor, you know, and was a forgotten city. You know what I mean? It's like we're here, but people forget about us. And then now, over the last 3 4 years, there have been things that have, that whether it's been a sad day in Buffalo through weather issues or something happened
Supermarket.
nationally.
That was a tragic.
Supermarket, the top shootings, that all that has got us some national attention, but we've always felt that we were a forgotten city. But that's not true. We are a city that has a lot of great talent, you know, a mixture of talent. Um, but we just came up with very poor environments. Even me, being a Cameroon American, I grew up in the Langfield projects. You know, one of the worst projects to live in. We got federales all the way over there in there now. You know, so how raising a Cameroonian African family in that environment, the streets was pulling me too at a young age. Though I was my father instilled in us the culture, but the streets was a part of our lives because on the other side of my family, they were street people. You understand what I'm saying? And you will see that even in New York City, you had Haitians and Jamaicans that were big time drug dealers running the streets of New York. You know what I mean? But the same thing like that in Buffalo. Buffalo has a mixed culture of people. Hispanic community is strong on our west side. We have our African communities. We have the African American communities. And we just don't get a lot of recognition for what talent we have and a multiplicity of talents that we have. But we're starting to get it now. And so I want to shout out Griselda for that because they really are putting us on the map. And so many people from there will come out through that, through that vehicle that they've been driving.
Absolutely. And you're one of the ones as well putting Buffalo out there, getting the story told.
For sure.
And you did speak about it all, the streets were calling you, but you always made sure to keep your music and your family, everything. You were focused, keeping that in place.
Yeah. So yes and no. Most of the time, yes. The streets, I did get out and did the little things that I shouldn't have did. But the consciousness of, I would say, God and culture pulled me away from it. Because I did do some things streetwise and for a moment, and then I had to really really do some evaluating, sitting in a jail cell, county jail cell, really thinking, I'm like, man, I'm not going to no prison.
Yeah.
Forget this. I'm like, I got too much. I don't belong here. You know what I mean? And so the judge ended up giving me. I was facing 7 years some time ago for a situation that happened, and I really pray. When I tell you I pray, that's why I said relationship with God is the key. I said, God, if you get me out of this, I promise you I'll never go back this way again. And he got me out of it. And one of my mans was like, "Yo, bro, yo, cool. I can't let you do this. You got something going for you. I'm gonna go and do the bid." I want to shout out my man Johnny Jackson. He did 7 8 years in the Bing, for all of our crew at that time, you know, and that's why I feel like I could. Part of my music is also when I get to a place, I gotta come take care of my people. you know?
Yeah. No, and you definitely did that, and congratulations. That's big that you didn't end up having to do the bid, and the fact that your friend took it for you. That's even yeah.
Yeah,
That-
and forever. That's why I got on one of my chains is loyalty. You know what I'm
Loyalty. I was
saying?
just gonna say that loyalty. You don't have that a lot, so it's
It's
rare to
not
find a
around no
loyal one.
more like that. It's just not around like that anymore. And it's like it's getting worse where people are not people of their word no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, and I'm just trying to be an example now to all these people that are younger than me, that listen, y'all, we can make it. We just gotta stop, you know, as a people. I feel like African Americans are lost tribe Africans, right? And so they don't have an identity of who they really are, you know. And when people lose identity based on what and you're gonna have to help me remember this from history. There was hmm, a race guy, a racial well, I don't say a racial guy, but a guy that was racist against black people. I think it might have been the Willie Lynch thing. I'm not sure. But what they talked about was how to strip people you know, of who they were and to make them slaves. And I think we've grown up with the mentality that we don't really know that we come from a country that are full of kings and queens and chiefs and we were very proud people. Now most of these African Americans are lost. They don't know who they are. So we're stuck in the hood, we're stuck in the ghetto, like pushed off to a corner. I grew up in the Langfield projects and I never even knew all of what Buffalo had. We had a UB college down the street and we never because we never wear steps outside of our hood. I never knew it existed until I started playing soccer.
Oh wow! Oh, so big soccer guy.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yes, I was a very good soccer player. My dad was he still holds the scoring goals over at UB. Um, and my dad played for our national country in Cameroon.
Wow.
I had an opportunity to play for Madrid, but I didn't go. I didn't pursue the career, but my dad was a very standout soccer player. And so soccer actually opened my eyes to more of what was going on in our city than seeing where I was at in the hood because you really never went outside your hood. You know what I mean? You just stayed right where you were. You didn't know how big our city was,
Yeah.
and what it all had to offer because we was just in the hood. so, so the best we do was, we could go down to the store, come back, we parlay with our friends, we run around do stupid stuff, but didn't even know about the other parts of Buffalo. Didn't know, didn't know. We're totally blinded to that until I started playing soccer and we had to play other play people as in Grand Island and different areas that were suburban areas of our area. And it's like, wow, there's more to life than the hood. So, it's a crazy story, man. I can tell you I could do a movie on
Have
the
you thought about
city.
putting the documentary together at all? You thought about that?
Yeah, I really wanna and I wanna call it African American because that's really I'm the true definition of that. When they tell somebody you're African American, most people say, "Well, because of the slavery, y'all were brought over here." But I'm really that definition because my mom is American, black, African American, and my dad is African. So literally, it's like you got Mississippi and and Cameroon together. Though my mom, I was born here, so literally I'm that I bridge that gap for real, for real. When we talk about African American for real. And so it's like, but this difference is that I know my roots. I know where I come from. I know who I am. I don't have no disrespect to nobody. Please don't take us wrong. My last name ain't Smith. My last name ain't Kaloki. My last name is Kulu. You feel me? And that's derived from my Bakweri tribe. back at home. We are Bantu Zulus, or Bantu Bakweri. We are a family of the Zulu family in South Africa that migrated through the Bantus up into the West. And so, we have a rich culture, very powerful, rich culture. And so I can trace my stuff. Most African Americans, my fellow brothers and sisters in our hoods, they can't trace. You know what I mean? Because they don't know, because they've been Smiths for so long. They've been Colloquies or different names that were given to them by slave owners. And so that it's hard for them to now do that. Now, some people are going and doing that DNA stuff to find where they're from. You see what I'm saying? And so, which is a good thing for them, but I also feel like that's another way for them to know certain things about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's again, but again, it's a lost tribe people that I'm hoping that my music begins to draw them to know that, listen, you are more than what you've been told. You know what I mean? You are special. You are somebody, and you have to leave your handprint in this world. Don't die out here in these streets not leaving your handprint in this world. You know, and so we are special people, and I believe we need more people encouraging, a lost tribe people, because like the Native Americans, they know who they are. They got their whole casino money and all that stuff. They got money coming in for the rest of the, if you are a Native American, you go get some money, you know. But if you're African American, it's a struggle, bro. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
I believe it. And, just everything that you've gone through in history, when you look at it, it's,
Yeah, and America has to look at it and say, you know what, we got to take care of these people, because at the end of the day, the country was not just built off of Caucasians. It was built off of
no,
our
no.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it was built off our backs too. And you know, okay, we didn't get our 40 acres and a mule, but we deserve a lot more than what we've gotten. And I think that even we don't own nothing. You know, all the millions and billions and trillions of dollars that Black people are getting nowadays. You know, we don't own the NFL. We don't own the NBA, and it's predominantly African American.
Yeah.
We don't own none of that. And let us say that we want to own it, and we not playing no more for the NBA. We're gonna start our own NBA. Can you imagine what's gonna happen then?
Oh, the controversy would be up in the people would be, but I think it could come to that, and you're going to see the controversy of it, and I think
Somebody
it's
gonna die, bruh.
yeah,
Somebody gonna die.
yeah,
Somebody gonna die for the sake of
yeah,
that. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Money has a way of making people do some evil stuff, bruh. And I, instead of using money to do good, I think people will use money to do evil. You know,
yeah,
and I think people that love money, that's the root to the evil that's going on in the world today. They love it too much. They covet it too much, and we need to use money to help and love people, not do evil. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And so, I'm not upcoming artist to make money just to be evil. I want to be able to encourage and educate, you know, and help communities that are poor, and struggling. You know what I mean? And so that's why, this is a vehicle, and also uniting people into harmony, and also sitting down with political people that be like, yo, politics originally was supposed to be about for us. It's supposed to be for us as a people. Like, we look to y'all to help protect us and lead us. How do we get back to that? How do we get back to that? And I think, and I know that sounds too crazy, because people were like, man, shut up. We don't want to hear that peace talk. But then yet, the media is putting out all types of negativity and killings. Why don't we need to hear about peace?
Exactly. It's
We
always
need
negative.
It's always negative. Like, what's going on? You know, and we need more peace in our world, you know, and I mean, like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? And I'm not, and a shout out to the people in Ukraine, man. A lot of people lost their families, bro. You know, like just innocent people dying. You know what I mean? Shout out to those people. I'm for people, man. I'm tribe world, bro.
Yeah.
I'm I don't care what tribe you from. You know what I mean? You human. You bleed like me. You know what I mean? I stand for my people, but I also stand for people. Whether you white, you know, whether you black, whether you Hispanic, whatever you are, I stand for people as a whole. But I also take it to heart from where I come from. You know what I mean? And so, you know, shout out to the people that have lost their lives, even the wars in the Middle East, all those people too, man. Like we gotta change the way we move, man. We really do. And I don't know if it will get better, but I know my part is to bring peace, you know, through my music, through conversation, through my other abilities to bring certain people to the table, you know?
And you're doing it. You know, you see it right here. I want to know. It's just the beginning now. I did want to talk to you about you jumping into the music scene.
Okay.
Once you got out of your situation, is
hmm
that when you fully dove into the musical
Well,
career?
I kind of dove in there, but when my dad died was what really made it happen.
My
Like,
condolences. Mhm.
yeah, my pops, I felt when he died, I didn't want something to die with him. He was the party guy. He was the man. Like people would be sitting around waiting to party for Kulu to show up. and and when he get there, boy, the party get lit, you know. And it'd be like, man, you're like, man, where's Kulu coming? Where's Kulu? Because he got the party going. That's what he do, you know. And I didn't want that to die with him. And so in that song, you know, the song was really about, you know, me wanting to know a young lady's name that I liked. You know what I mean? I saw her, I want to know your name. I want to tell you my name for real. That's really what it was about. Like, I seen you at the party. I'm looking at you, you looking at me the whole night. But in my head, I'm like, yo, I really want to know your name. It's so beautiful. And I want to tell you my name. So that's how that derives. But then also, you know, the tribal dances in there, so which is the Big Kulu circle dance. So you'll hear me say circle, circle, circle. Everybody from my community knows what that is. You know, that the African community, they know what when I say that, you know, what that is. That's our, you know, our tribal, you know, dance that we come through. And like literally everybody gets into the circle and we moving and I pull a person in there and they freestyle their African dance, or I bring a couple in there and they get to dancing and boom. And it's like a whole shebang, you know. It's the Big Kulu circle dance, man, you know. It comes from my family, you know.
Within the household, it comes from there. But outside's where you discovered hip hop. So, what was your discovery of hip hop? What was the first song, album? What was your intro that you can remember?
LL Cool J is bad ass. That's what I mean. Yeah, LL Cool J, man, was the guy. You know, LL, man. LL was the first that got me into hip hop. Then I would have to say, um, you know, Tupac, you know, Tupac was the second one. Um, and then in the new school, I gotta get a love. I gotta get a love to you know, 50, you know
50
what I
Cent,
mean?
yeah. When he came
50.
out, yeah.
Yeah. That first album, that every song was a hit,
Get
you
Rich or
know?
Die Trying, yeah. And he's selling out
Yeah.
arenas now with it. So
Oh,
years later.
he's incredible. I want to shout out also DMX, you know. My
Yeah.
shorty actually grew up around Yonkers, man. And Jada Kiss, all of them, she knew them. You know what I mean?
Oh
Grew up with
wow.
them. You know, um, so X also, who also, you know, he was in Buffalo a lot when he was alive. You know what I mean? He got kids here, boy. And so, you know, so like those that hip hop era, you know, now you got the Drakes, you know, and Drake to me is incredible. Like I don't. I see him in my. He's in my top five all time. You know what I mean? Like Drake brings that energy that's just so different from everybody else. Um, and J. Cole, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Cole is a. I just like his. He's got the lyrically might be probably one of the top artists that have come around. And he's more to me conscious, and so you just got to dig into him, and want to shout out Kendrick Lamar too, and his stuff. Though he only come out every so often, but he's still a great thing,
Yeah.
and Shady a beast, bruh. Always been one, Shady Eminem, man. He's that guy right there is a different guy, you
Yeah. Oh
know.
yeah.
But that's what hip hop does, though. Hip hop has so many different groups that it has brought into unity, that community. And so now when you mix the Afro beat with that, you got a different sound. And
Afro States.
which is Afro States, exactly. Exactly. And you will see that America is gonna try to bring a lot of the Afrobeat artists here and begin to make their own little twist on the Afro beats, which is really going to become Afro States, which is me. You know what I mean? And so, it's important that that's where it's going to head. And you will see Burna Boy's next album that he'll be releasing very soon. You will hear a lot of Afro hip hop mix in his album.
I believe it. You're ahead of your time, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so, and I'm hoping so that everybody would recognize that that's where you know it derived from my music, and I'm just shout out to my team. I will be down at the Headies, um, which is more of an African American award show for the African music, and so I'll be down there, representing Afro States.
And you will, man. Big Kulo. Is there anything else you would love to let the audience know, your fans, anything else that you want to mention that we didn't touch on?
Well, man, just shout out to all the fans, my fans in Africa, my fans in the UK, which is going crazy over my music. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my team, Wednesday nice. So my NGC family, I love y'all. My family personally, I love y'all, and all the industry people that have supported me in this quest to bring Afro state music, to the world. I appreciate you all and my Cameroonian family, my home, my roots, my everything. It's time to unite as a people, and I'm coming soon, y'all. I'll be there very soon to help bring some major change to our community, if y'all allow me. All right, that's it for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Cool, man. Thank you for coming on the show. I really enjoyed speaking with you. It was like a history lesson today, I felt like. So I really
yeah,
don't get to do
I'm
it
not.
too often.
I've been blessed to also have a degree
Yeah.
in history, bro. In history, so you know, uh, I will encourage people go get your education still if you can. Go get it. Both my parents were educated, and I had to come through too. And so I encourage y'all, man, study, learn from books, history. It's a very, very powerful thing.
Did you attend UB or did you go somewhere else?
No, I did not go to UB. So I went through community college first, and then I did my study. I did study of religion as well, through Northeastern, and so university. So it was you learn history, because you can get history from one aspect from the U.S. history, but when you get world history information, now you begin to understand where things derive from, and so many people have been told different things that are just not factual
No.
from U.S. history. not from the world history. It's two different
No,
things.
it's
World,
whitewashed.
yeah,
Whitewashed.
well, yes, U.S. history is whitewashed, and when you get world history, you'll find out Columbus did not discover America.
No,
Neither did the Vikings.
no.
Actually, it was the Native Americans that were Asians, and then Africans that were actually trading with the Native Americans way before Columbus and the Vikings showed up under Mansa Musa, who was one of the richest African kings that ever lived, one of the richest men that ever lived in the whole world. And so when you understand that, you'll know that again, history is important to our people, very important. We don't get enough understanding of those things until you go study, and you have to study. You know, and I tell people, they say, "Well, are you a Christian believer?" I said, "I'm a believer in Jesus, but I don't get down with organized religions that cause wars and cause people to die and debate. I don't want to get into that. I just You have to have a personal relationship, and then you get into people saying, "Oh, the white man wrote the Bible." Well, I say long before the Bible was written, the gospel was the gospel was being preached. So the Bible is nothing but the illustrated or the written lives or of what Jesus was doing. Abraham and all that, but the gospel is the good news. You know, and I think we need to focus in more on relationship with God um, versus religion, because I think religion is killing people.
Oh, it definitely is. Big Kulu, man. Thanks again for coming on the show. You got to come back once you drop the EP, once you have the rollout,
Yes,
so we can do an
sir.
interview
Yes,
for it.
sir. Yes, sir. Max, man, throw out that music for me, that I want to know song. We
I
got,
got it. I just added it in the rotation, right? Because Al Nice
my
sent it to
man.
me. I got it in there ready for you. So
Well, I want to shout you out, bro. This is a beautiful podcast and interview, and on your platforms, man. I'm gonna tell more people about you and your show and what you got going on, bro.
I appreciate it, man. That means a lot, and you're bringing a lot of positivity to the world, man. So keep
Thank
doing
you,
your
brother.
thing.
I appreciate you. God bless y'all. Stay true. Bless up.
Bless up, and let them know where they can follow you on Instagram, Twitter, so the people can
Yeah,
connect with you.
you can find me on IG, which is at Big Kulu, BIGKULU and you can also find me at Big Kulu on TikTok, BIGKULU. You can also find me on Facebook as Big Kulu, and all the major platforms. My song is streaming everywhere. Tidal, Apple Music, everywhere. All across every platform that you can imagine, I'm on there. And so just go there and check me out. And you'll see, or go to my IG and hit my link tree. You can see all that information there too.
We'll check that out. Shout out to Al Nice too. Shout
My
out to Al
man,
Nice. That's the guy.
that dude right there. I just found out he can hoop. We got to play 1-on-1, me and him. See if
Oh
we
yeah,
can.
I heard he can hoop. Yeah, I heard he beat out the whole
he,
Long
he,
Island.
he,
I remember
he,
hearing about that.
he said, "Yo, man, I play." He's so cool with it. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to play this dude 1-on-1. He don't know that I want to play him 1-on-1 because he told me he can play. Once somebody tells me they can hoop, I want to play him 1-on-1. See what kind
Yeah.
of game he got. Because I can shoot. I can really shoot the basketball. And so I would love to see what he got, but I want to shout him out. He's one of the most, since I've known him, he's like really, I don't even know how to describe him. Because he's not about, he's not in it for like money. Like he's really about people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely is. Mhm.
He's about people, bro. You know what I mean? And you don't see that. You don't just see those many people like that in the world today. And it's like, you know, if he called me and said, "Bro, I need help with it," I'm like, "Okay, I got you, bro. Whatever you need me
Yeah.
to do." But it's like, I appreciate him, man. I appreciate him 100% for the man that he is, the integrity that he holds. And so shout out to L Nice, man, and all his people, you know.
Yeah, shout out to him. And because you said you can hoop, we'll close with this. Who do you rock with as far as basketball? We know you rock with the Bills, but Buffalo doesn't have the basketball, not anymore.
Not
So
anymore. The
yeah,
Clippers are a team that we used to have. But I'm gonna tell you this. So somebody got into this with me the other day about, I'm more of a basketball guy than I am a football guy anyway,
Mm.
though. So in my opinion, um, Mike is probably the best player I've ever seen play.
Jordan.
Right? He's the best, that I've ever seen play. But then I feel LeBron is the greatest all-around player I've ever seen. So when people say who's better between Mike and LeBron, I feel like they're both all-time greats. And I believe that Magic still is, there will be no LeBron James without no Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? So Magic is the first 6'9" guard that
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Steph Curry and those guys, I rank them a little lower than Jordan, LeBron, and Magic, and Bird. You gotta pay homage to the
Yeah.
cat that did it. And I can only talk about what I've seen, and I've
Yeah.
seen
How
a
about
little bit
Kobe?
of Kobe's in the top 10. Yes, I think Kobe should be ranked in the top 10. So if I had to give you a top 10 real quick, I'll give you that. I'll give you Jordan, LeBron, Magic, um, uh, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go Kareem,
Mhm.
gotta go Kareem, you gotta go Bird, you gotta go Wilt Chamberlain, you gotta go. I know some people are gonna be mad at me when I say this. You gotta go to Dream, bruh. Olajuwon. You
Olajuwon.
gotta put him in there. He's the first player to win a championship without another All Star on his team. His first championship, it was only him. He was the only All Star.
Yeah.
So you give him there. You got to give. Then you got to go Kobe, and you got to go Shaq.
Mm.
Shaq is got to be in your top 10. I don't. There's no way he can't be in the top 10.
No.
And so those are my top 10 players right there that I just named to you.
And I'll throw an honorable mention in there because I'm a big Knicks
Oh,
fan.
sorry. I think I was at 9. Karl Malone. He got
You're
to be in
Karl
there too.
Malone.
Yes.
I'll throw in the honorable mention because I always rep my Knicks. I'll put Ewing in my top 10.
No, not Ewing. Okay, Ewing. Michael Jordan messed up their careers, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan messed up Charles Barkley's career, Patrick Ewing's career. Jordan ruined a lot of these dudes' careers, bro.
He
Straight
did.
up. He did. And so, that's why you got to put, but if you ask me who's the greatest all around player of all time, it's LeBron James. He is. Uh, but the greatest player has got to be Jordan.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's so next time I get on here, we're gonna talk some NBA, bro.
Yeah.
We got to talk some NBA next time I get on this platform, bro. For real.
Absolutely. I'm down, man. When you drop that EP, we'll get back to the NBA talk and everything that you got going on. Big Kulu, shout out to you again. Salute and everything that you're doing. We'll get here again. I look forward to having you on, man, into the upcoming music too.
Got you, bro. Matt, my man, Matt Max. Love you, bro.
Love, man.
Buffalo,
Salute.
Cameroon.
Salute,
All
man.
right. Bless up.
Bless up,
All
man.
right. All right. Talk to you
Yeah.
soon.
Talk to
Bye-bye.
you soon, man.